So we're back out here with Lance of Lance MacLennan's Gun Dogs at the Bluffs of Valhalla. We were out here 3 weeks ago, had such a great time, saw so many birds, we decided to leave Tripp. So Tripp's been with Lance for 3 weeks, and literally from the very first day that he had him till now, Lance has been great with communication. I mean, it's been videos and photos of Tripp the whole time, and I can't tell you how happy we've been for that. I mean, it lets us know that our dog's being worked, but how he's progressing in that amount of time. And in the age of communication right now, it's just great. So we've been super happy about that. We're gonna go out and watch Tripp, but I wanted to ask Lance, I noticed on the first day you put him on the whoa post.
Yep.
And then why did you go that route, and then how's he progressed since then, let's say?
Well, the first day we had him, he was a little piggish on some birds. He was wanting to really crowd them before we even got there. So that kind of tells you he's mentally ready for a little bit of pullback. So
okay.
I put him on there, not necessarily to whoa him.
Right.
We're not whoa breaking him on these first couple days. It was more of, let's introduce him to that pressure around his belly so I could put a belly collar on him.
Perfect.
So he's such a hard charger. He likes to run that 200, 300, 400 yard range. Well, let's let him do that. But I taught him the simple method of, you have to stop out there when I tell you to.
Right.
Versus him point a bird and then take it out. I just made it to where I could control him from the top of that hill.
Sure. And that's one of the things that we noticed in the videos, where we could never get in front of Tripp before, and he just ripped the birds, and we get these videos in, and Lance is walking out in front of him and flushing birds, and he'd release them, which is what he wants, what we want. I mean, he's 9 months old. He's not ready to be, force broke.
Not ready to be broke.
No, not at all. So
instead of, we didn't pull him back. We just introduced him to that first step of stop. I call it stop the flush. I mean, it's a real simple deal, but if he decides he wants to do whatever he wants to do, he'll point a bird and bump it, then I make him stop.
Right.
And that all just plays into all the whole that first stop, and then you stop him to shot, and then you stop him to break them.
Right.
So
right.
that's the first.
So we're laying
step.
the groundwork.
We're laying the groundwork.
Perfect.
Without breaking him.
Exactly.
Without hurting him mentally.
Exactly. And that's what we want. I mean, what we have to remember here is well, Tripp's going to be a hunting dog. I mean, there's no doubt. He's going to be a field trial dog. That's what his parents were, and that's my desire. And at this stage of his life in the field trial game, he hasn't even gotten into puppy derby yet. So he needs to be free to be able to do what he wants to do as far as range and being independent, but we need to have him smart around birds. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and get him set up.
Yep.
And show us what he does. How you doing, buddy? Look at you, man. Yeah. All right. Still there?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah.
know what that is? That's his mom and dad coming out.
Right. I just toned him.
Yeah. You ought to be able to see us.
Yep!
How far is he now?
406. I didn't shorten him up any.
No. No.
Might even made him go farther.
Well, you're giving him the confidence to do it. That's all you really ask for.
Oh, you just want to point down there.
No,
He's gonna.
This is fantastic. We've been out here for a few minutes, seen some pheasants. Tripp hasn't actually gone on a point where we could actually get in front of him, but what I've seen makes me exceptionally happy because he's been out there about 500-600 yards and Lance could just holler at him one time and boom, he'd change course and come to the front, which is exactly what we want both in hunting as well as field trialing, and he wasn't doing that with me, so at least not as much as I'd like him to have been doing. So this is fantastic. He hasn't taken any range out of him, and the dog is just smart. You can see him working the pheasants, understanding that it's just sent the pheasants have left, so now he's moving on. He's not doing all this false pointing, and that's fantastic as well. So I think we're going to go ahead and drop down into the creek bottom down here. There's some trees. I guess there's loaded up with a lot of quail, so maybe we'll get some points on some cubbies down here. Let's give that a shot.
Yes, sir.
All right. Tripp's a nice dog. I mean, Lance has done great work keeping him to the front, not letting him go behind. That's been great, but Tripp's doesn't mind making some huge casts, but he's not a runoff. I mean, he wants to auto recall, come back, check us out,
He was just 493 yards.
Yeah, 493, and he's hunting for us. It's just, right? Thank you, Jesus.
You bet.
That's just fantastic. So let's get him in some water and then see if we can find some quail.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there they are. They're everywhere. Whoop, whoop.
Tap. All going that way. No bird! No bird! Boy. Yep. You see how he got that intensity right there?
Yep.
No! Yeah, it's big team right there. Big bump, chase.
Yep.
Stop him. Okay. Hold him now. That's literally the only thing I've been doing.
Right.
Put him on that wall post to be able to stop him. But. Okay. Okay. Come here. Oh, Jesus. Tripp, I need you to come over here and find this bird. Good boy. Good. Bird right here. Ah. There.
You ran right over the top.
Ain't got any breeze to help him. Final fight plan. Look at that, Tripp. Look. He's walking in front of you. Ooh. Oh, and then you're gonna flag.
So Lance, it didn't turn out exactly as we expected, but you know that's kind of the thing with bird dogs. I think, well, I mean, it was kind of obvious when you see 100 bird covey, and we don't have very much breeze. I mean, it was just setting conditions all over the place, so he didn't establish a point where we can get around in front of him. But that was okay because I saw a ton of stuff that I love. The fact that he's hunting for us, which was spectacular, and he's a bird dog. All he wanted to do was find birds, right? So.
Yeah. He's a bird finder.
So what do you think, you know, he's got some more time here.
I think we need I can guide a bunch of hunts with him.
Okay.
I think we need to change up the program for him.
Right.
Versus letting him run and make him stand on point and stop the flush. We need to start killing birds for him. Getting some feathers.
The reward.
Getting some rewards for him.
Absolutely.
So he knows what it's all about. We're out here chasing birds. He's put to point. They're flying all around him, but he has no idea what. Like,
yeah,
he needs to get the concept that, hey,
exactly right. And you know, what we're really pushing for is we have the spring field trial season come up. Like I said before, puppy derby, and he looked. I tell you, we're going to be off horseback, and it's probably only going to double and triple his range, which will be spectacular. So, but he's everything I could want in a puppy and derby, that's for sure. But I think you're right. Getting him on some hunts and get some birds killed over him where he can retrieve them and get that reward and understand that there's that relationship between pointing them and then retrieving them. That'll be fantastic. And again, just further lay the groundwork for what's going to happen in his future training sessions. Right, buddy? You like being a bird dog, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. All right. There's another episode of the Trials and Tribulations of Tripp. We had just a fantastic time. Once again, Lance, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we look forward to the next time. Right? All right.